the Target Podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Target, powered by Hollywood Bets. I'm your host, Deshaj, and with me in studio today are Premier League analysts Marc, Strydom and Nigel Naicker. Gentlemen, welcome.
Good morning, gents.
How's it, gents?
Now, we are approaching the tail end of the season where 3 points can make all the difference. Literally separates you from being champions and being relegated, to be honest. There's some cracking fixtures to unpack. I think West Ham up against Liverpool, Chelsea hosting Villa, Arsenal away to Tottenham. What a better place to start.
Massive fixture. I think a massive fixture for both clubs. Arsenal going for the league, obviously. Tottenham going for Champions League spots. So I think there's some extra anticipation towards the match. So it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, exciting North London derby to look forward to. I think Spurs will want to spoil the party.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arsenal look in hot form.
When you say party, you of course referring to the Premier League title.
Yeah, definitely. I think Arsenal fans have been starved for a while. So yeah, we want to win this.
Well, look, this year, I believe the Gunners have won 12 of their 14 league fixtures. Surely that's worthy of being crowned champions.
Yeah, but I think with the level that City set, I mean, you would hope so, but you also have to rely on them to drop some points.
Yeah. Marc, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I have to agree. I think City have set the standards. And also just from Arsenal point of view, I think they've learned from last season. I think at this point of the season, they fell down last season. So to see the form they're in with 1 loss this year, I think is incredible. Putting 5 past Chelsea in the previous game is just another extra boost of confidence and motivation to go into the next game. So facing obviously their rivals.
Well, look, of course, that was the 45th goal that they scored this year. I mean, it's the most from all top 5 clubs. And if that's not impressive enough, they've conceded just 6 times.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes to the entire squad, not just Arteta himself. I think it's the trainers, it's the doctors. Also, the set piece coach has also chipped in too. So I think everything that's happening with Arsenal right now is deserving of a title.
Deserving of a title. Do you think the project is complete?
I don't think it's just complete. I think they have been great to challenge for the title even last season, but I think there's still more to add to the Arteta squad. I think there's a few positions that they will look to strengthen. We don't have a striker, a left 8 as well, probably even a left back. So it certainly is impressive to see them challenging already.
Yeah, but Arsenal and the Kroenkes have splashed the cash. I mean, I think for back-to-back windows in the January windows, you were the highest spenders.
Yeah, 100%, and I think they've backed the club extremely well. You see with the marquee signing of Declan Rice, we've never gone north of 70 million before. So I think they see that there's a great opportunity to back the team and back Arteta in this moment. And yeah, they're going for it.
Yeah, I think 100 million was a steal. For what we're getting from Declan Rice is incredible. You can see he can play holding or he can attack. So I think 100 million was a steal for us. I'm also not forgetting Leandro Trossard. I think he's been incredible. He's coming to the team. He's fitted in well. He's getting goals and he's in the form of his life.
He's been a very important player for Arsenal this season. I mean, so he scored the first of those 5 goals against Chelsea. He's come on as a substitute regularly and changed the game for the Gunners. How important is a play like that to call upon from the bench?
It's very important because, as you know, they're going for the league. So whoever comes off the bench has to have an immediate impact on the game. So he's been doing it. Martinelli's back. So I think in that position we covered.
Yeah, another player that comes to mind is Tomiyasu. I have seen him come off the bench and he does get stuck in. The same can be said for Zinchenko when he isn't starting. Yeah,
I think Tomiyasu has just been hit with injuries this season, but I think he's a very good player. He's a good tackler, very versatile as well because he can play right and left back. So I think he was a good addition to the squad.
Yeah, Nigel, I want to ask you, how important was that reaction following the defeat to Aston Villa on home soil against a former manager, followed by the exit from the Champions League against Bayern Munich?
I think it was critical. I thought you've seen these Arsenal teams crumble in the past. In this
generally when it's like 10 games to go or something like that,
you see them getting knocked out of competition in the space of a week. So I think the reaction was spot on. They needed to find a way to get back into winning ways and prove that they're not the Arsenal of old.
Yeah. Do you think it's a case of the manager maybe cracking the whip, or do you think there's a lot more leaders in the dressing room now. Rice comes to mind, but as you mentioned, Trossard as well.
I think it's experience. I think last season it was the team just got put together. They were in unfamiliar territory. They were leading the league for over 200 days. It came to the last stretch. We know what City does towards the end of the season, and they overtook us. And I think they've learned from that. And also credit to Arteta. I think he's built that winning mentality. So I think they could go all the way this season.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned spending so many days on the top of the log, because this season, Tottenham were at the summit of the standings after 10 league fixtures. And this is across the 20 Premier League teams. They had accumulated 26 points. Man City was the next closest on 24. That was at the start of November. By the end of November, they were in 5th place.
Yeah, well, the Premier League is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So I think they did well. I think the coach that came in, Postecoglou, I think he's a fantastic manager. He's changed everything. He's got the crowd to back the players as well. They play a good brand of football. So I think Spurs have really changed everything since Kane left. So credit to Postecoglou.
Yeah, how important was that transition following Harry Kane's exit? And, I want to say heartache, because Jose Mourinho, of course, led them to a final not so long ago.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to replace Kane. He's the best striker in the world. So when you get the team sharing the goals is extremely important. So Richarlison has pitched in with a few goals. Son has as well. Maddison. So you've got to share the goals in the team. And I think they've done well.
All right. Let's look at the Tottenham defense now, because, Arsenal's goals scoring, prophecy speaks for itself, really. Van der Ven, Vicario, Porro, Udogie, all into their first full season at the club.
Yeah, some exciting players there. A few players that I look at and I say that they could possibly even move on to no disrespect to Spurs, but a bigger club like Pedro Porro. I think he's an elite player.
Yeah.
Ange has done well in his talent ID, and he's picked up some top players. The keeper as well, really good keeper. Van der Ven is one of the fastest centre backs in the league. They've done well to pick up really good players.
Do you think it's a formidable backline?
I have to agree. I really like Van der Ven. I like Porro, the goalkeeper as well. I think that has to go to Postecoglou. A lot of credit got to go to him, because nobody knew these players when they came in, and to see how they've been performing their first season in England, which is not the easiest thing to do, is incredible. Yeah,
and you look at the nationalities as well. I believe there's Italian over there, there's Spanish over there, Dutch defender in Van der Ven. So the cog is there, and you look at players like Lloris being, I think he's on his way out to a club.
He hasn't featured in a long time. I think that got to go down to the coaching style of Postecoglou. I think they trust in what he's doing, and I think over the season the results that they've gotten, I think the more they get the positive results, the more they trust in what he's doing, and now you can see the product.
Well, look, there have been glimpses, of form, but as you mentioned, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Do you think next season Tottenham come back stronger?
Definitely, I think so for Chelsea as well. I think they've got the players to do it. I think it's just a matter of time, building relationships, playing more games together, finding out each other's strengths and weaknesses, and also just trusting in what the coach is telling them to do. He got his own philosophy, how he wants to play, how he wants to approach the game. And the more they trust and believe in that process, I think the results will show.
Of course. Who do you think this game means more to currently? Because the stakes are very high. As Marc mentioned at the start of the podcast, they in the hunt for Champions League football, and mathematically they still stand a chance of qualifying for Champions League. Equally, Gunners, top of the log. I mean, at this stage of the season, it's where you want to be. You don't want to be second, because you want to set the pace and almost put the pressure on the rest of the trailing pack,
100%. And I think the Arsenal would be the more pressure on them to win this game. I mean, you're chasing your first league title since 20 years. So I think the onus should be on them.
Goosebumps, Marc.
Yeah.
It kills me.
The onus should be on Arsenal to go there, especially with the form and momentum that they're in,
Yeah.
to go there and make a statement to the rest of the league.
Mm.
I think Liverpool showed on Thursday that it is difficult going to your extreme rival in a title race. So Arsenal have to go and prove on Sunday that they can do it.
Yeah. You know, you look at your big game plays, and this is a game for them to stand out, but something glaring from both squads. No recognized striker.
Yeah, I think that's thanks to Pep.
Yeah.
I think everybody's copying his blueprint. False nine. Everybody's trying to do it. It does work if you have
defensive strikers.
It does work if you have the right players.
Yeah.
It will work. Kai Havertz is doing it now, currently, and doing a great job with it. So I think we can go ahead with Tottenham in that way, and I think we can get the 3 points against them.
But Arsenal do have two recognized strikers in the fact. Eddie Nketiah wears a number 14 jersey. Gabriel Jesus wears a number 9.
I don't think they're on the same level as Kai Havertz right now. They are good players. I'm not saying they're not. They do have the capabilities, but right now in this moment, I think Kai Havertz is in hot form.
Yeah.
He scored 2 against his
former
old
club.
club. He's been performing well in every game, and also out of position. So I think he has to stay in the team.
He generally plays behind the central striker, and he is now leading the line for Arsenal. At the opposite end of the pitch, we see Son. You know, again, a very recognizable winger, but playing as a front man.
Yeah, I think he has the ability to lead the line. He's very technically gifted, can run the channels. So I would prefer, if I was a Spurs fan, that they start Richarlison in the 9. I think Son is better on the wing. But they have options and they have players that can hurt you in the final third.
Timo Werner.
Honestly, I felt he was a miss back at Chelsea.
Yeah.
And now that I see him at Spurs, I feel the same, because I
just confirmed your beliefs.
I would have thought he would have matured as a player and make better decisions on the ball.
Yeah.
It seems like he's a very fast athlete. That's about it. So
Fast asleep. I don't think anybody's passed Ben White this season. I think Ben White's
He's been incredible as well.
very good.
Yeah.
So
And of course,
Mudryk tried.
pinned a 5-year deal with
Exact.
Arsenal.
Mudryk tried, Sterling came, Doku came, Grealish came. He closed them all down. So Timo Werner is not even on those levels for me personally. I don't think Ben White has any trouble.
Yeah, of course. Okay, let's look at the middle of the park then, because I believe Sarr and Basuma will start this game. I think Bentancur had a bit of a niggle. He might not play this one.
If you saw Arsenal's last game against Chelsea, Partey, Rice and Odegaard, I think that could challenge City's midfield for best midfield in the league. Hands down. We saw what Odegaard can do offensively. Declan Rice with Thomas Partey, I don't think they will get past.
Is it as that clear?
yeah, I think I agree. I think this midfield started twice this season. Once in the Community Shield, which we won against City, and last week against Chelsea, and 2 glaring results against top teams.
Yeah.
I think that midfield dominates a midfield of Salah and Basuma. So, it really is a midfield made out of like heaven.
Yeah.
With
Absolute gems. And,
100%.
would you say this is the strongest an Arsenal team has been in recent history?
100%. 100%. I look across the park and I don't see there's, in our best 11, I don't see there's a passenger.
No weakness.
Honestly, I don't see a passenger.
Everybody's on board with the objective, and I don't think it's the finished product yet. I think, like Nigel said, we need a striker. We need a few more additions, but this has to be by far.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the reverse fixture where I think it was a 4-goal thriller, 2-2 spoils were shared on the day, but I want to say it was 3 points lost for the Gunners.
Yeah, it was early in the season. I think, to be fair, we handed Tottenham those goals, but to be fair to Tottenham, they have been playing well.
Yeah.
They attack you throughout the 90 minutes. But one thing I've noticed about Tottenham and Arsenal, I'm sure Arteta to himself would have noticed it, is their defensive line. They defend very high line. If you give Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, these type of players, that type of space, they will get murdered.
I want to say Martinelli kind of comes to mind first because Saka can play against the high line, and a low block. But I think Martinelli prefers a high line just because he has
At pace.
the pitch as well. The freedom of that left hand side.
As well as Kai Havertz, too. Even though he's not a recognized striker, you see the runs that he makes. He's very
He understands
intelligent.
the position.
Exactly. So he knows the spaces on the field. He knows how to make the runs. And Odegaard, you can
You'll
be
find him.
anywhere.
Yeah, you'll
You can
find
be
him.
in the car park, in the next country. you name it, you'll find it. So.
Yeah. All right. Is it easy pickings in this game?
I wouldn't say it's easy pickings, considering Spurs haven't played since like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We've played 4 games in that space.
Yeah.
They've had a good break, but I would say that we're coming into it with good momentum and good form, and I would back this team to win.
It's not going to be hands down for sure. I think they're definitely going to put up a fight, especially being at home, Champions League, and obviously being the rival. So it's going to be a massive fixture.
Of course, Tottenham have some massive fixtures after this one. Do you think their demise starts now?
I think if they lose on Sunday against Arsenal, I think maybe some of the players would drop their spirits a bit. But it's not over yet because Aston Villa, Newcastle, all those teams running for the fourth position, they still got to win too. So it's not a given. So, but obviously momentum and confidence going into the rest of the fixtures, you got to win this game.
Yeah. All right. Gents, that being said, give me your predictions and maybe a scorer.
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. Declan Rice, Kai Havertz.
I'm going 3-1 Arsenal. I'm saying Kai scores and Saka praise.
Gosh. I guess we'll have to wait and see how those predictions pan out.
How do you see it?
I don't think it's going to be a one-sided affair, although I do feel that Arsenal will come out strong in the second half. I think, if you look at that performance against Chelsea had done their homework because Jackson had chances. Do you think it was just a case of luck?
No. He did have chances.
Yeah.
They were just unfortunate, but they fell through.
Yeah.
Arsenal scored 4 goals in 18 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
In the second half, which is exactly what I'm saying. I think Arteta wants this more than Postecoglou wants the 3 points.
Definitely.
As Nigel pointed out, they've had 2 weeks of rest. So in terms of squad fitness,
Preparations, they will be a lot more prepared. But
exactly.
at the same time, with Arsenal playing so many games, I think it's also good for the fact that they in that momentum. Because Tottenham haven't played, they've just been training and going through. Playing games is a different mentality. So
Arsenal are rather match.
That's a big advantage.
Match sharpness makes a big difference, and I'm sure with these couple of results that Arsenal have picked up, it's crazy momentum.
Yeah.
So you would want to take that into a game.
So again, it leads me to believe that maybe the first half is not going to be as enticing, as fired up as the second half. I do think that Arsenal team shifts into gear. Of course, they started on fire against Chelsea, but this one is away from home. And, even though they went on an incredible run away from home, I think it was like 6 consecutive clean sheets away from home or something.
That's
something madness.
It's current record.
It's current record.
6 in a row. So
again, their away form is formidable. The form at Emirates it's like a fortress. So, all signs point to a victory for Arsenal. But I do think that it's not going to be as straightforward. Although I think the second half, the men will be separated from the boys.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Let's see how it goes.
Of course, there's other exciting fixtures to unpack. West Ham hosting Liverpool. The Londoners need the 3 points. Liverpool losing out to Everton in the Merseyside derby. A 2-0 defeat. Klopp left licking his wounds.
Yeah, I think Klopp will be disappointed. He's going to need a quick turnaround from his team. West Ham are not at best at the moment. They've been on the losing end. I think they got 5 from Crystal Palace.
The Crystal Palace team was in the bottom half.
Exactly. I think the wheels have fallen off a little bit for David Moyes and West Ham. So with Liverpool losing the next game, I think they just woken the Giants up.
No, 6-game winning streak. 7
I
game.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool will definitely get a reaction from that game against Everton. And West Ham have been in poor form, so I back Liverpool,
Do you think Liverpool are still in the race for the Premier League title?
I think so. I mean, it's 4 games to go. The margins for error at the top is so small. So let's see. Anything can happen at this stage.
I think so. It's not over yet. I don't think it's over.
All right. Which way can you see this one going?
Liverpool 3-0.
Yeah, I agree. I go Liverpool 2.
All right. Wolves up against Luton Town. Luton finding themselves in the relegation zone, if I'm not mistaken. Wolves, of course, having some form under Gary O'Neill this season. Could be manager of the season.
Possibly. Wolves are a very good team, good manager, play a good style of football, but they lost the last game to Bournemouth. Bournemouth had a red card as well. So I don't know if...
So it was a home game, I believe, for Wolves, just like this one.
Yeah, so I think they need to pull their socks up in this one because Luton, I think they're fighting for their lives in the Premier League, and you know what that does. It's extra motivation, extra fights. I think everyone would be in it, from the subs to the backroom staff to the players on the field. So they have to be careful, and they can take from Everton's game with Liverpool. They're also fighting for their lives, so they beating Liverpool. They can do this.
It shows that anybody is beatable, really.
Yeah.
All right. I need a winner from you, or maybe a draw.
No, I'm giving it a draw. 2-2 draw.
I think Wolves win. Back-to-back losses, so I think they come.
They have
that.
to. Yeah. All right. Fulham up against a high-flying Crystal Palace outfit. I mean, I don't know where to start. Glasner has made it 3 wins on the bounce.
Maybe even manager of the month. I think his last 3 games beat Liverpool, he hammered West Ham, and beat Newcastle.
And I believe 3 clean sheets in that spell.
3 clean sheets. No, I think it was 5-2 against West Ham. But even still, a clean sheet against Liverpool, a clean sheet against Newcastle. I think that is incredible for a manager who just came in a few months ago, or in a few games, 3 or 4 games.
You talk about immediate impact.
Exactly.
I mean, this is it.
And Mateta, I think his name is Mateta, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's on the score sheet every game now. He scored 2 again in the previous game. So I think the confidence is flying to the team now at the moment.
100%. I think he's not only got results, but he's changed the manner in which they play to much more refreshing. We always knew that they had talent, but now you can even see Olise and Eze actually enjoying themselves on the pitch. It's entertaining to watch, and it's also, like you said, a great job he's done in such a short space of time.
Yeah. You know, there was also a squad overhaul at Crystal Palace. You look at some of the seasoned players being let go, the new youngsters coming through, and you mentioned important players like Eze and Olise. Olise, I believe, penned a 5-year deal with Crystal Palace this season. So where do you think the ceiling is for him?
I think Olise is a top talent. He even can take free kicks, can walk past Premier League defenders. So, I do, however, feel that Eze has a higher ceiling than Olise.
Yeah.
Even though I do rate Olise a lot, I think Eze has a higher ceiling and will be better than him.
All right. Do you think Palace can maintain this form till the end of the season?
I do. I don't see why they can't, because they're in the momentum right now. I thought they would have broke against Newcastle, and they scored 2 goals. They haven't conceded, so I think they can continue right through to the season with this.
All right, to get a victory against Fulham.
Definitely 2-0 Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I agree. I think Palace get the home win, yeah.
All right. Newcastle hosting Sheffield United. Easy one for you, Marc?
Easy going. I don't think we need to talk about this one.
I mean, Sheffield led at Old Trafford twice.
That's United. This is St. James's Park.
Different
can't
story.
just go to St. James's Park.
Yeah.
Regardless of the situation Newcastle's in, they're losing, they're not playing as well as they were in the beginning of the season. But St. James's Park is where they do their business. And with Sheffield being so poor, I think Newcastle ran over them.
I agree. Sheffield have become the most conceded teams. Conceded the most goals.
Over 60, if I'm not mistaken.
In a Premier League season.
Yeah.
So I'm back Newcastle.
And the season is still
on.
It's not even finished.
Yeah.
So back Newcastle to get the win here at home.
All right, straightforward win there from both the analysts.
Definitely.
Man United hosting Burnley at Old Trafford. Is there a span in the works here?
Lyle Foster. Shout out Lyle Foster. I don't know what to think of United now.
Yeah.
They hot and cold. They have the potential. We don't know which team will show up on the day, but they certainly have the players to kill a team off. So
Do you think that home ground advantage being at the theatre?
I think so. Defensively, they're not the best, but going forward, with Bruno getting on the score sheet, giving assist, Hoyland scored again, so I think he'll have a good feel for the game. Garnacho, Anthony played. I think they should have enough.
Yeah, I agree. I think they have enough for them. Burnley picked up a few good results over the past few weeks, but I mean, at Old Trafford, I think United just have enough for them.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's a case of the performances aren't a true reflection of the results when it comes to Burnley.
Yeah, you see them fighting for every ball.
The same can be said for Luton as well, because they're another team that really comes to mind.
Yeah, it's just the level of the Premier League is so hard that you just can't get over the line, even though you work so hard. So, yeah.
A victory for Man United, yeah, then, gents?
Yeah, I see a win for United. I think the occasion will be too big for Burnley.
I agree. United home win.
All right. An absolute showdown at Goodison Park. Everton hosting Brentford. Now, of course, Brentford just put 5 past. I think it was Bournemouth last time out.
Yeah, I think so. But we can say the same for Everton beating Liverpool. I think that's a bigger one than Brentford's one. And I think Brentford's also towards the bottom end of the table. So with Everton fighting for their lives, with everything that's happening off the field, relegation, points deduction, I think they've come together. I think they've realized that they can do it. With the win against Liverpool, I think that motivates them even further.
Then you go on and follow that up with a victory.
Definitely.
I think the Bees get something out of this. I think they get a draw, especially because Everton are coming off a hard-fought game. So hopefully it takes some off them. Yeah, and I think the Bees get something.
Are you seeing a draw here? Or
I think a score draw.
Score draw. All right. Aston Villa hosting Chelsea. I don't know where to start because Chelsea just caught a hiding. They need to win. Villa have shown what they can do on home soil. I mean, Villa Park is not an easy place to go.
Not at all. City fell victim. Arsenal fell victim. So, I mean, Chelsea should go there with their
tails.
What's about them? 100%. You don't want to go there.
I hope Palmer's back from illness. Aston Villa, if it was at Chelsea, I would have given Chelsea a bigger chance. But Aston Villa at home, the momentum they're in, the way they're playing now at the moment, they're in the semi-final of the Conference League. They're going for Champions League. They're scoring goals. Ollie Watkins, I think he's maybe third best in the league for goals this season. Leon Bailey is playing the new boy Rodgers. I think he's a top player.
And he has found the back of the net already.
So I think Aston Villa right now at the moment, I think they'll be too strong for Chelsea.
One way, or can you see Chelsea
No, not one way, because United and Chelsea have a similar style of coming into the game. You don't know what will come. Chelsea could come to the game and be incredibly good, like how they were against City. Jackson missed those goals, unfortunately, but they could have beaten City in that game. Defensively, not the best. Arsenal showed it, so they do have the players, they do have the capabilities. It's just about implementing it on game day.
All right, scoreline here?
It's going to be a tight game. I'm giving it 2-1 Aston Villa.
I agree, 2-1 Villa.
All right. Sunday sees 3 league fixtures, of course. We've already unpacked the North London derby. We've got Bournemouth hosting Brighton. I want to say even Stevens here.
It's a tough game. I would say Brighton, the game will depend on tonight's game with City.
Yeah.
I think if they get a positive result here, they will attack the next game.
I think Bournemouth just edge it. I think Bournemouth have been one of the better teams this season. Also beat Wolves with 10 men. So coming off the back of a good win, I think that they get the victory. Yeah.
And also Solanke too, wasn't he? Bournemouth. Also right up there with the goals as well.
17 or 18 goals.
And to score that many goals, with no disrespect to Bournemouth, but 17 goals with a Bournemouth team is out of this world. So I think he has a higher ceiling. So I think Bournemouth need to hold on tight to him because he can go to a bigger team for sure.
All right. Do you think credit needs to go to the manager over there? Because I believe he's a Spanish tactician. First full season at Bournemouth, Areola. He was rumored to get the sack not so long ago, and the club stayed.
I don't think clubs realize sacking the manager fixes the problem.
Yeah.
I think you have to back the manager. You got to give it time. The players got to buy into what he does. They have to learn the philosophy. You see how teams play now out from the back. Not everybody's comfortable with it. You got to have the right players. And also getting results, positive results, just brings more confidence into what the coach is doing. It makes it easier to play. So I think credit has to go to him and to what he's done for the team.
Yeah, but look at De Zerbi then. Apparently he's been linked with the Barcelona job, the Liverpool job,
Bayern.
the Bayern job. Is his Brighton team outperforming Graham Potter's Brighton team?
I don't think currently, but I think it has the potential to do so. I think teams have found out Brighton this season.
Yeah.
They love to invite pressure, studs on the ball, defenders asking you to press them. So teams are not going to press you. They found you out. So find another way. And De Zerbi does have a few different ways of playing. So that's why he's so touted. So
I personally like De Zerbi as a coach. I think he's a fantastic coach. His style of football is very good. But we mustn't forget that they lost their best players. Caicedo left. McAllister left.
Basuma left the season before
Basuma left before that.
Trossard.
Trossard came to us. That's the offense already.
The goalkeeper.
Sanchez.
Sanchez left. So that's half the team already. And for him to still have the team to play in that way, credit to De Zerbi.
All right. Well, tactically, I think we're in for a good game over here. And like I said, there's many cracking fixtures, all across the show. The final one sees Nottingham Forest hosting Manchester City. Now, of course, City might not be top of the log by the time these clubs meet. Can you see Forest maybe throwing a spanner in the works here, or is it steamroll?
I don't think so. It won't be steamroll because I think Forest also fighting for their lives. So I think them having home ground advantage too might just give them a better fight. But City, I think, with Liverpool losing, they want to win the league for sure. They want to win everything. They want to do the double. So I think they're going to go there motivated to finish them off.
I agree. I think the Forest ground has been a difficult place to go to in the past, but they haven't been on form this season. They're a difficult team to beat, but I think City have too much for them.
All right, the scoreline here?
City 2, Forest 0.
Yeah, I give City 3 0. Haaland is on a break tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think he's in the squad. Foden's been cleared. So I think he'll come back much more hungry for more goals.
All right. Gents, it's been a pleasure unpacking all things Premier League related with you. We're going to have to wait and see how those predictions do over the weekend. We're in for a cracking weekend of Premier League football. Until next weekend, cheers.
Thanks, Desh.
Hit the Target Podcast.